everybody, and welcome to Saturn Slam review of AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT from 29th of January.
The week in review.
26th. January 26th. Yeah.
29th.
Was it 29th?
It was the week of the 26th, but 29th was the day.
Oh, I'm looking at February. Jesus Christ.
Months.
That's that.
There are 12 of them.
There are indeed, and I cannot.
There are also 12 chambers if you have two guns.
Or 3 hearts. Right, there's 4 chambers in a heart.
Mm-hmm. Do you kill or do you love? That's the question. We find that out tonight on our review of NXT and AEW.
Yeah. Dynamite Ohio debut coming off the Jericho Rockin' Rager at sea. They were back in an arena, which sad to see the boat go.
Yeah. I'm glad someone did get pushed into the pool. I had really wished they had been thrown off the top into it, but I understand it's a cruise and they don't want a lot of shit going down.
Yeah, keep it as safe as possible. But yeah, they did follow.
There was
the
a
rule.
boat. People yelled at the boat.
Yes, your ship sucks, I think was the chant. Yeah, fine edition of Dynamite. New tag champs. I don't remember if we covered this show or not, so that's why we're giving you this.
We did not.
Okay.
Did not. Notably, Jon Moxley did not come out as a pirate.
No, he had just a bandage on his eye. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega beat SCU for the tag titles, and then just a solid show. Fans sing along with Jericho, which they're doing now in the bigger arena shows. They sang with his theme song. They did not make it all the way through like the cruise attendees.
I think once they get to a certain point, they're like, I just kind of want to watch him start doing his thing. I don't want to keep singing.
They either don't know the words or it's that. But anyway, Moxley came out for a promo. He said Jericho is the kind of man who slams Dustin Rhodes' arm in the car door, and the kind of man who tried to take his vision by slamming a metal spike in his eyes. Basically, just right off all his sins. He said he's going to have to keep his one good eye in the back of his head because he knows that the inner circle is going to try to make it so he doesn't get to Revolution. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't have the patience for that, so he calls them out now to just get it over with. And they come out. Jericho and the Inner Circle come out. They challenge him to a 5-on-1 fight. And then Moxley... This is like the first thing on AEW in a promo that I've found really cringy. Other than things that have been spoken by Brandy Rhodes. That's where Moxley's like, it's not 5-on-1. No, I'm from Ohio. It's 5 on all of us. It's like that scene in Spider-Man where all the construction workers are throwing hammers at the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
They brought out some street thugs from the Bronx, supposedly, and then it was 10-on-1. And Moxley rushed them. They pulled them apart. Moxley took off his jacket, laid out one of the thugs, and then they pulled apart, and Moxley retreated through the crowd. An all right segment. I don't think it really did a lot to advance the story. It kind of felt like treading water.
No, they just wanted a hometown hero pop.
Yeah. This was very DDP NWO-esque, where the one babyface lays out a member of the heel faction and escapes through the crowd. They announced Nyla Rose and Big Swole for later on. Jim Ross threw to a video package of MJF's camp, and it was them entering a slaughterhouse / sex dungeon, I guess, or murder house. I don't really know.
Yeah.
The gist of it is they were hiring the Butcher and the Blade for taking out the Young Bucks
Meat-related
tonight.
crimes.
Yeah.
Go commit them.
Yeah, it was a silly video, but
it gave me Mr. Macklemore vibes.
Missile McElroy, Southpaw.
Mr. McElroy. Exactly.
The Butchers.
I have the sea monster.
My creature from the sea.
That's what it is.
I call him Sea Creature. The devil. Oh, Lord. God, I missed that. Half of them are in AEW now. It's just not going to work. They can't do it.
That's probably a good deal why I'm seeing these parallels.
Yeah. The Bucks versus Butcher and Blade was up next. The Young Bucks won because the Butcher and the Blade have zero credibility.
Yep.
That continues. They got some offense in.
They need to fight the Dark Order and just plow through like a whole horde of the creepers even before the match starts. And then you can have like a good match. And the Dark Order could lose. You get them over. All good.
I don't know. I think the damage is done. They're going to have to wait till next year when they reset the records and decide they want to push them if they push them. Because they're like 0-4 now. They have won a match, I think. So they'd be like 1-4. But they've lost every big match they've ever wrestled. So it's just, they won. Yeah, that's right. They were on the winning team of that 6-man with DDP. But yeah, it's in tag team action, they're winless.
Yeah, which, for a tag team.
Especially if their gimmick is like they're the hired guns to take people out. They've been woefully ineffective in taking people out.
Yeah, this is like He-Man levels out here.
MJF is not spending his money wisely. He should contract another service.
And they go to MJF on his plaid golden throne, and he's like, "You have failed me for the last time. Wardlow, deal with these cretins." MJF is
now I want a fucking Dungeon of Doom-esque He-Man stable between these.
Well, they have the He-Man wrestling toys now.
It's true.
Oh, I can't. That's a fucking. I don't know where they got that crossover. I don't know why they decided to do that. WWE has weird out of time, out of temporal proximity crossovers. They were doing the Scooby-Doo cameos. They have this fucking He-Man crossover universe shit. Georgia Gold. Well, Georgia Gold is timeless. I can't say that.
We can't hate on Georgia Gold. After the Bucks won, the Butcher and the Blade attacked them after the match. Kenny Omega ran down to make the save and hit the V-trigger on the Blade, and then Hangman Page, who's quickly becoming my favorite character in all of wrestling, comes walking down the ring like about a pace and a half behind Kenny Omega holding his beer. Just saunters in, and after Kenny's done the legwork to make the save, he gets up on the apron, asks Matt Jackson to hold his beer, and then hits his move, takes his beer back from Matt Jackson, walks out.
New dream match.
Page is my favorite character in all of it.
Be fantastic. Dream match out here. Severely drunk Hangman Adam Page versus Orange Cassidy. It's a pre-show.
That'll be.
It's gonna end in a botch finish. It's gonna be a tie. No one's gonna win. It's a fucking. it's a cold sandwich. It's a warm Sierra Mist. It's
It's
on a Sunday.
it's $9.
$900.
Um, yeah. Nyla Rose beat Big Swole. This match was nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for Big Swole any more than I cared for her in the Mae Young Classic. And I don't really care for Nyla Rose particularly either. Cody and Arn wrestled Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford. This match was fine. Kip got a lot of offense in. Joey Janela made a run-in to further their feud. And Arn Anderson got ejected after thwarting Penelope Ford's repeated interference. Cody hit a crossroads 3 times to win. There was an awful lot of hoopla and nonsense in this match for a 12-minute television match. I think this definitely qualifies as overbooked, but it accomplished some things, I guess, so I can't be too mad at it. This was not as strong an effort for Dynamite as was the past couple of weeks of television, but there was nothing particularly wrong with it. It was just a rather unexceptional show.
Just February is just setting in. They're like, oh, it's the end of January. We just got off the cruise. What am I doing?
Yeah. There's some backstage interviews.
Heel Britt Baker is a thing now.
Yeah, Britt cut a heel promo. I mean, it was the right call to turn her heel.
Yeah.
Babyface dentist. That's not believable. And she got a pretty good heel promo here. Maybe a bit long-winded. I think she could have gotten her points across sooner, but yeah, it's probably going to be heel Britt versus Riho again pretty soon, and maybe Riho will drop the title. Not that I'm particularly excited by the prospect of a Britt Baker championship reign, but with the possible exceptions of Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander, there really isn't anyone in this women's division that I'm particularly excited about a title reign for.
Yep. Do they like Chris Statlander is like the only one I can think of right now who she's got a feud going in any sort of capacity.
I guess. I mean, that match that they won was kind of like felt like a blow off between her and the Nightmare Collective, but I guess they could keep that going.
I don't know. Who knows?
Fortunately, mercifully, the Nightmare Collective has been off television for 2 straight weeks.
I think they might be rethinking that one.
Yeah.
Just
SCU. Oh, sorry.
No. I was just thinking about just the domino effect of bad decisions that the Nightmare Collective fell over.
Yeah. Omega was back with the Bucks, saying that they'll be champs soon enough. Paige stumbled in with a beer and told them to check out the nameplates for his tag belt, rubbing into the Bucks that they're champs and the Young Bucks aren't. And then Omega tried to play peacekeeper and announced a match next week between Paige, Omega, the Bucks against the Butcher, Blade, and team of their choosing, which I believe turned out to be the Lucha Bros.
So it's the Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade and the Bros.
It's Paige, Omega, the Bucks. It's an 8-man tag. Paige, Omega, the Bucks versus Butcher, Blade, and Lucha Bros.
Right. And so it's the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny against the Bucks, but also with the Bros and not Britt.
Yes.
Okay.
SCU beat Jack Evanson and Helico, who are a criminally underused team in this division. Like this is like
Give
the
them
second
time. Give them
TV
time.
match they've had. Jack Evans is really pretty impressive worker. And Angelico's no slouch himself. They just aren't used much and aren't used meaningfully. SCU came
Mm-hmm.
out wearing Kobe Bryant jerseys. It's part of their tribute. They didn't have a lot of heat for this match, and it kind of fell apart toward the end. Eventually, they hit SCU later on Helico for the pin. A Dark Order video interrupted SCU's post-match. Uno said the Exalted One is mad at Chris Daniels for turning them down, and he has ordered the Dark Legion to target his friends in SCU. Grayson said he doesn't care who they go after first. So, Dark Order SCU feud incoming. They played a video for Pac. He said maybe he'll go after Moxley if Moxley wins the title, then call that Omega, because this feud will never fucking end.
This feud, it's just, it's gonna be like the carbon record. We're gonna look back at the entire history of AEW, and they'll never finish it.
Yeah, and fucking
It'll never come to a head.
it just
It'll just be.
they always keep getting distracted by it, you know? Like Pac will do something out like Omega is like not acknowledged Pac in fucking months. Like I'm not sure he's aware that they're feuding.
Sorry, what now? No, he's like, Pac sends him a text. I'm gonna get your buddy. I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. Can you just like new phone? Who this?
How you get this number?
Huck.
They announced John Moxley versus Ortiz, Yuka Sasaki versus Britt Baker, Young Bucks, and Omega, the Lucha Bros, the 8-man tag, all for next week, as well as Cody receiving his 10 lashes from MJF. Ooh.
Yep.
It's
gonna be a weird one.
Yeah, Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz wrestled Darby Allin, Mark, and Private Party.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fine match. They didn't gel particularly well, and
I noticed that.
Felt a little short. It didn't really build to much of anything, but it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was whelmed by it
Yeah.
quite completely.
That's where Private Party kind of stands with me in general right now.
Just whelming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know how much of that's on how they're being booked and how much of that's on they themselves. But
their work rate and all that jazz.
They were a pretty new team when they got signed. Like they hadn't been in the New York indie scene for too terribly long, so they are fairly green. So they perhaps have some growing to do.
Can only hope.
Yeah, after the match, Inner Circle attacked Private Party and Allin. They tossed Private Party out of the ring, and then went after Allin with his own skateboard, including ramming him first into the board. Moxley ran down to make the save with a baseball bat way too late. Hager, Guevara, Santana, Ortiz all ate bat shots, but Jericho escaped. Moxley's thrown the ropes, pointing the bat at the retreating Inner Circle as the show closed. So there, they advanced the angle with this weird concept, if you've watched WWE exclusively for the past 10 years, of the babyface getting the better of the heel.
Doesn't happen.
It can be done to great effect, I promise. All right. NXT was a much better show.
Yes. Yes, it was.
We kicked off with a video recap of Worlds Collide and a brief mention of Edge's return at the Royal Rumble, but more so what happened on Raw the following Monday with Randy Orton's attack. Finn Balor and Trent Seven wrestled. This match was born out of Finn Balor not appreciating Trent Seven Trent Sevening his way into Balor's business.
Okay.
Um,
Okay there, pal.
so he choked him in his own car door,
Yeah.
which was actually a pretty cool idea.
Balor's pretty cool like that.
Yeah. And then they had a match. He said, I work Wednesdays. I'll see you when I see you. And they'll see each other here. They had a match here. It was a little more back and forth than I thought it would be or should be.
Mm-hmm.
But Trent Seven ate the fall in the end, and he didn't even feel the need to kick out of Finn Balor's signature moves. So that's
that's a plus.
That's a plus that you can't always take that for granted with Trent Seven.
Yeah.
I will never accuse the man of going into business for himself, but he structures matches to make himself look pretty damn good. So
next,
I am excited at the possibility of this leading to Tyler Bate and Finn Balor on a future episode of NXT.
Yes, Trent Seven, the lure for Tyler Bate.
It's like
he sends
the anglerfish.
It's like Trent Seven. Tyler Bate sends out his champion out to greet the enemy on the field of battle.
Yeah.
If we must go to war, then I will fight. But I send this peace offering.
First, you must best my ward. The Broserweights were interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Dunn said he was going to break Gibson, and Riddle mentioned why he'd show Dunn as the light for the party, which got laughs. These two just play off each other so well.
It's so good. It's that foundational comedy, and just fun having.
Yeah, and fucking
it's right down. It's elemental.
Their humor, like the Worlds Collide promo they cut, where Pete Dunne's like, I'm gonna be blunt, and Matt Riddle's like, We're talking about joint manipulation and all that. Like, just
oh my god,
Pete Dunne's dry delivery in the true style of British comedy bounces off Matt Riddle's zany Cheech and Chong ass comedy so well. Like they're just the perfect marriage.
This is actually what Pete Dunne's been training all his time for, is to not corpse when Matt Riddle says something just absolutely ridiculous. I can see it cracks a little bit.
Yeah, he does. I've seen him almost break, but he's a pretty damn good straight man.
Stone cold fellow.
Next up, they showed a video preview for Kai and Nox. Shotzi Blackheart wrestled and beat Deonna Purrazzo, local New Jersey girl from the next town over from me.
Yeah. Shotzi came out in a tank.
Yeah, she came out in a little mini tank, and I don't know what. I can't quite tell you why, but Shotzi Blackheart ain't doing it for me right now.
Fair. She does seem a little like suddenly bursting onto the scene.
Yeah, and I don't think the work's not bad, but it's not to the level where I want to see her wrestling 10 minutes every week on NXT.
Right. This would usually fall under someone they would develop for a little longer.
Yeah.
And let ripen.
This match was fine. Shotzi's getting over with the Full Sail crowd, so I guess, at least from a character perspective, she's ready. I don't know.
We'll talk in a year after she's given. She'll somehow have a breakout match at a takeover somewhere.
Yeah, like
we'll
even
okay,
6 months.
Sure.
Check back with me in 6 months, and they'll see where I'm at with Shotzi Blackheart. I said a lot of the same things about Shayna Baszler when she first came onto the scene, and look where she is.
Yeah, we had a lot to say about Shayna.
The early reviews of Shayna's matches were not very good, but she improved, which is the hope of developmental talents.
So we're just hoping again that we'll see it here too.
Yep. They had another Worlds Collide video package. Keith Lee walked to the ring for a promo next. The crowd sang and chanted for him as the announce team explained how he stopped Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble this weekend. That's Not quite how I remember it happening, but we'll go with that. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it," which is the stupidest chant in all of wrestling. Of course he deserved it. He won.
Yep, that's usually proof, in fact, that you deserve it.
Lee is a good speaker. He definitely makes the most of his promo time. But before he could announce his next challenger for the title, Damian Priest, that was like a completely unintentional slip.
Oh.
I had Punishment Martinez in my notes instead of Damian Priest. I was not trying to be an asshole. He came out and held the mic upside down for some reason and talked about he wants the North American title shot next. Then Dijakovic came out and he said that, because of their past and the fact that he truthfully owns a couple of pinfall victories over Keith Lee, that he deserves the shot instead of this bootleg Marilyn Manson, which made me laugh. I thought that was a good line. And then Martinez and Dijakovic got into it, and within seconds, a ref hit the ring and made the match official. And It was a pretty good match. Damian Priest is no Keith Lee in terms of big guy does crazy high spots, but he and Dijakovic played very well together. They are very similar size and build even. So they were
lanky boys.
They were well. They did well, and there were still like some crazy spots for big guys in the match. Like I said, Damian Priest isn't quite like on Keith Lee's level in terms of being able to do stuff with that, but he can bust out some pretty cool stuff, including an Avalanche Poison Rana.
Yeah, that was sick nasty.
From the 6'5" Priest to the 6'7" Dijakovic. The ring post is like maybe 5 feet high, so you can do the math there.
Yeah.
That should have ended the match, but it did not. Dijakovic kicked out. Priest went for the pin. Or kicked out of that move, went for the Reckoning, which Dijakovic reversed into the Feast Your Eyes for the win, and it seems like he will be facing against Keith Lee for the title. Hopefully on TakeOver. I would love to see them in a TakeOver match. Give these boys 25 minutes, and they will give you the world.
That's like, the treasure trove of a match deserves to be in the treasure chest that is a TakeOver.
Agreed.
That's all I can say on it.
The crowd was really into this because who doesn't love really big athletic dudes doing crazy moves? There was a brief segment with the Grizzled Young Vets to play off of the earlier segment with the Broserweights prior to the finals of the Dusty Classic. Ciampa told Kathy Kelly that Goldie was coming home, and he had a pipe. And when we returned from commercial, because he works quick, he had most of Undisputed Era laid out with the pipe, and he had some battle scars on him too. This all happened in 2 minutes, apparently.
It's just zip, zop, zoop, and a bop.
He dragged a table to the ring with him, had a can of spray paint. He set the table up, marked an X on the table. Adam Cole found his crew laid out, and went to the ring to confront Ciampa. Ciampa said that he was going to powerbomb
through the
table, sign a contract, and then take Goldie home. Adam Cole, to his credit, did not back down. He got right up in his face and busted him open hard way with a microphone shot.
What an amazing stroke of luck, too, because this leads to one of the best organic moments in wrestling promo in recent history.
True to his word, he powerbombed Adam Cole through the table. and he got the contract, and he was signing with the pen, but a persistent chant from the crowd of "Use your blood" appealed to his greater nature. So
Facilities just goes.
took a swipe, smeared it on the contract, and now it's official: Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa and hepatitis at Takeover Portland. But
Takeover emergency room.
it was a heck of a contract signing. They cut the bullshit. They got right to the fighting. Adam Cole got a good shot in, but Ciampa got to stand tall, almost ensuring that he will not be winning the championship at Takeover. But very effective segment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, don't you know? I love William Regal's involved. Anytime Regal's in the segment, I enjoy it. But when he came out, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? I was just putting the contract together. You were going to get the match."
You always do this to me. Oh.
Yeah.
So put upon. The Everman. I want to see Regal and Vince go out for steamed clams.
Yeah, that'd be a sight. They plugged Bianca Belair's Royal Rumble appearance. She'll have a segment with Rhea Ripley on next week's show. Jordan Devlin will also be in attendance next week. Tegan Nox wrestled Dakota Kai in a match that felt like a blow-off, but
wasn't really.
It'd be a weird time to blow this off. Tegan Nox got her victory here with the shiniest wizard. And it feels like you could have blown this off here, but like Dakota, what was the point of it if this is it? I mean, I think I've heard that they're going to do a street fight between
I would like
two.
that.
But
make
like
it happen.
after this match, it just feels so weird, you know? Like
yeah.
Dakota Kai had no major victories as a heel. It feels like this should have been built longer to a match at TakeOver. But like this could have been catharsis for Tegan Nox. Like she won the match, she hit her with the brace. You know, like it feels like they tried to blow this off here. Which, I mean, if that's what your plan for it was, why even bother with the heel turn?
Right.
For her to do fuck all.
Fingers crossed that they'll figure out the next best step here.
Yeah. Kaden Carter beat Chelsea Green with Robert Stone. This was Carter's first win on NXT television.
And Chelsea's first match.
Yes. She got cocky after hitting a big boot and got rolled up. I don't know if she's going to wrestle Kaden Carter again and beat the shit out of her, or this is going to be her gimmick where she loses a lot because she's showboating. I don't know what their plans with Chelsea Green are.
She's going to be like the Disco Inferno.
Oh, God. She deserves so much better. I love how they announce Kaden Carter from the Philippines, but they don't even pretend like she's from the Philippines on commentary.
I don't get
Orchard
that.
Park, Florida. I don't know why
She's
she
from
changed
Florida.
her gimmick from Lacey Lane or whatever her
Yeah,
name,
like the
Mae Young
crocodile
Classic
kind of gimmick. It was all there.
or just like her as a person. I don't know why they felt the need to change her to this Filipina person.
Same thing. Yeah, like they didn't change a lot about her ring gear. She doesn't have a gimmick.
She
doesn't come into
different music.
Special music.
Yeah.
Just from the Philippines.
And with a new name for reasons that have yet to be adequately explained. Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle defeated the Grizzled Young Vets to win the Dusty Tag Team Classic Final. So we will be getting the Broserweights versus the Undisputed Era at TakeOver Portland, a match that I think the Broserweights will win. I see the dominoes falling for the Undisputed Era one by one. First it was Roddy. Next it will be the tag titles, and then at the WrestleMania weekend takeover, it will be the NXT title. To whom? I don't know. Hard to say at this point. I thought it'd be Keith Lee, but they put another belt on him. But this match was excellent.
Yes.
This is the kind of tag team wrestling I wish we got on AEW, to be perfectly honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Complete with very, very involved ref.
Yes.
I remember that one count he did where he fucking jumped over the guys to get on the side.
Yeah. And, enforced order.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that where I could tell who the legal man was.
That was fantastic.
And the fucking announce team didn't have to try and do it for me. Thanks, AEW.
They always knew who the legal man was. The same could not be said of AEW's announce team.
They said as much.
Yeah. So, Broserweights win after a lot of really convincing near falls. I think I bought into the near falls a lot in this match because moments before this show, I have no idea why, but moments before this show, I convinced myself that it kind of made sense for the grizzled young vets to win this match. Looking back on it, it's completely illogical. I had no other reasoning for it other than, maybe they'll have an NXT UK team win the Dusty Classic. Had I remembered that this was for a tag team title match, I would have known that the heel versus heel was never going to happen. But for some reason, I thought they had a decent shot at winning this match, so I bought into near falls for them in a way I might not otherwise. Eventually,
but as it turns out,
eventually they finished them off with a GTS knee strike combo to win the Dusty Cup, and that was a heck of a main event.
That was it. Yeah.
And I really liked Dijakovic and Priest. I thought the Tommaso Ciampa contract signing segment was really good. Finn Balor and Trent Seven was decent. A lot to like on this show.
Yep.
It was far and away the better show, but it got, once again, its butt kicked in the ratings. I don't remember the exact numbers. I'm looking them up right now.
I don't have them either. But yeah, we theorized that the discrepancy might not be as big as it seems due to the existence of the subscription service, which is not counted in the ratings.
Yeah.
It may be to do with the fact that AEW had their boat episode the week prior. So people were like, I want to tune into this.
Well, it's hard for this momentum to really, AEW would have to have a couple of stinkers in a row before people would switch over to NXT, I think. People aren't switching back and forth like they did during the Monday Night Wars. That just doesn't happen anymore because of DVR and its ease of use. Back in my day, you had to get out the VHS tape and program the VCR, and you couldn't watch another show other than the show that was recording unless you had another TV in the house somewhere else. So flipping back and forth was more common, but with DVR, you just push a fucking button. You can record 18 shows at once, and there's no motivation.
Jam down your fucking eye holes
to switch back and forth, except during commercials. But usually the commercial breaks are happening at the same time, so even that feels futile. But yeah, the WWE Network makes NXT available for streaming the following day at 8, which I know I would usually watch NXT on a Thursday, even back before it went live on a Wednesday. Because that was just when it fit nice into my schedule, and I'm sure there are others like me who never broke that habit.
Yep. So
it was 8:28. Sorry, it was 8:28.
No, we'll just see how it pans out.
Yeah, 8:28 to 7:12. So
Not great.
not the worst,
Yeah.
but certainly could have been better for NXT. But
Maybe they'll get the edge next week. Who knows?
yeah, I will see what happens with that. But that was 129. We'll have more shows, few coming. Wrestle Kingdom's
Soon.
coming. We'll keep on the weekly stuff. There's going to be a lot going up the next few days. So make sure you're subscribed. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and grapple like it's 1995.
Peace.
Bye-bye.